first, it is obvious that the government failed to allocate enough money to fund critical sectors in this country. And then reports of corruption came, with billions stolen in the office of the Prime Minister. The health sector is one of the areas funded by donors through foreign aid. As some exposed to the nation's coffers continue to feast on what should be put to use to transform the sector, the end result has seen withdrawals of billions in aid. Surprisingly, the architects of the shameful act most times do not feel the pinch of their actions, with the common man left to face the rude realities. Even as this year's budget fell short of addressing the needs of the critical health sector, cuts by donors means there will be a double reduction in what was on the ground, yet the status quo is already alarming. One is tempted to ask what will become of the nation's health sector, which by all standards is supposed to cater for the well-being of the citizenry. Government in its logic resorted to invade the national treasury in a desperate attempt to cool down the anger of the donors, a move that continues to attract fierce criticisms.
We will restore it from our own funds, pay it back in the development partners kitty, and then as we go on to recover this money ourselves.
And what about those fellas in northern Uganda who are supposed to be benefiting from that money, and they are still having so many things unsorted out? So I think we should stop acting like children.
And that confirms the rumor that has been circulating, moving around, that they participated in stealing this money.
So it's the same thieving state. It works with the thieving public service.
The roads in the country are not in a situation that one can be proud of. The citizenry continues to experience a nightmare struggling through the terrible road network that is not likely to improve thanks to those privileged to convert public funds into their personal fund base. Many unprivileged children cannot access quality education already, with the learning environment in some parts of the country too brutal for a human being. This, as funds from donors have been channeled to such areas, withdrawal of it could be the foundation of a transformation from bad to worse. The rude reality is that these areas are likely to receive a double cut, with the donor funds dwindling and government funds either not available or too small to create an impact, as beneficiaries cry foul.
And of all things, somebody chooses to steal the Karamoja money.
If the Prime Minister cannot control the situation, let the President appoint a new Prime Minister.
If funds have to be withdrawn from the consolidated fund to refund stolen billions, then the road sector cannot escape the trickle-down effects. Obviously, the economic stability is at stake, with disastrous consequences likely to emerge as political science experts explain the status quo.
We have allowed corruption to mutate into theft and mutate into assassination of the country. And therefore, if the country has been assassinated, we are dealing with issues of burial.
The nation's well-being is shaken as skepticism lingers over possibilities of pinning down the guilty and recovering the funds to reinitiate the development plans. Disadvantaged regions continue to cry for help. The youth, the future of the country, do not know what lies ahead, but surprisingly, the citizens have retreated to their compounds, lamenting about the rot. Many have observed that corruption is thriving in the country because the citizens in whom the Constitution vests supreme power to determine trends in their country have created a safe haven for self-centered leaders in government. Sabiti Joseph, WS Television, from the Ugandan Parliament.